Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. Scorpio, my darling Scorpions, I am going to be doing your spring reading for you now. Thank you so much for all your patience, your kindness, your messages, your support that you have shown me whilst I've had COVID. I am feeling better now. I did look to try and start these readings last week, but Spirit are quite funny. The universe kind of kept popping things up in the way. So it was just a little gentle reminder for me, a little nudge on the wrist that I just needed a few more days. And now I am looking forward to getting my spring readings done for you. Oops, you can see Nut in the background, who I'm hoping has just had a walk and will lie down. She's getting bigger by the day, although I think she's going to stay. Oh, she's off. Anyway, what else can I tell you? So I'm looking to do the spring readings for you. I am using my Witch's Wisdom, the major arcanas from the Witch's Wisdom Tarot as a start for you. We're going to be looking at, how do you feel about yourself right now? We're going to be looking at what do you most want? And also kind of advice from Spirit. And if you were to take that advice, because of course, when we choose to make a change and a shift within ourselves, then it can bring upon different outcomes. So what the likely outcome could be if you were to make that shift and make that to take on board the advice from Spirit. I'm also got with me my Spirit Song Tarot and my Light Seers Tarot and my Sun and Moon. So I will pull, maybe one or two cards, and I'll just make a decision at the time what Spirit guides me to pull for you, my darlings. So this is for Scorpio, for those that most need to hear these messages. And when you resonate with the messages, you're not learning anything new, you're just remembering what you already know. And if it's resonating with you, it is divine timing for you to hear those messages. There's great wisdom in not knowing all the answers. And sometimes if we know all the answers, then we kind of change the course of direction from where our soul is guiding us to. But there are always those beautiful pivotal moments where we receive messages that resonate, which are meant for us exactly that right time. If the message is not for you today, my darling, or the messages are not for you today, then it simply means that this reading's not for you, and there will always be a reading out there for you as guided by Spirit at exactly the right time for you. So moving ahead with your reading, my darlings, this is for Scorpio. For those that most need to hear the message, how do you feel about yourself right now? Thank you, that popped out for you. So we've got offering has come. And this is wonderful because this shows to me that you are in a place of gratitude. Although it has been difficult for you sometimes to see the wood for the trees, you're focusing here. This is an offering it's like the tree of life. It's a sapling. You're focusing your attention on things that you are grateful for, and you're focusing your attention on your own growth. And this is the young sapling that's very delicate. It can be very fragile, but it's an amazing place to be in terms of you flourishing, in terms of you growing. When we're in a space where sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees, and we think that a lot of things are happening around us that are making us uncomfortable, if we can flip it into our minds and look at it from a place of gratitude in terms of what is the universe trying to help us to remember, rather than jumping to negativity in a situation, it's about beginning to know your reaction to it, beginning to know your triggers to it is the best way of dealing with that space. And that is taking control of it from a beautiful soul self point of view, not an ego point of view. You're not reacting, you're responding to it. And so I really feel that, your guides are with you. And this is a pivotal moment for you. Right, let's see what else comes. And in fact, what I'm going to do, my darlings, is I'm going to pull, I feel the Light Seers for this one, for the offering. And you see the guides in these cards as well. Do you see she's standing there here too? And you've also got the little bird here, which I think is the wren. So I want you to look up what the meaning of the wren may be for you. This card talks about that everything is connected. The trees everything is connected. And the ferns here talk about the growth that happens in the darkness, and the necessary growth that happens in the darkness. I'm looking at this lovely little bird up on my roof there. I don't know what it is, but it's like a little parakeet. Less talking, more listening is the message from that one. What's so wonderful about this card for you is in this space of you beginning to give thanks and offering thanks for everything that's happened in your life, good or bad. You have looked at the conflict that's happened in your life and seen it as necessary for your growth. And a lovely thing, the lovely analogy I came across the other day is there's always conflict actually within us. You know, our cells are always in conflict with one another, but it's a necessary conflict, and we are blissfully unaware of that conflict. And actually, we're seeing it from the higher perspective. But if we were to go in with a microscope, and there's no wrong way or right way of looking at that conflict, but if we were to go into a microscope and look at the conflict within ourselves, within our body, we might get really rather worried, and we might start to try and interfere and take sides. So sometimes there is necessary conflict within our lives in order for there to be that bliss point, in order for there to be a decision to make a change. And I really, really love this. So let's have a look now at what else Spirit wants to tell you about this card. Thank you, Spirit. You have, my darling, this is the Moon card here. And the Moon card is another major arcana, and this is from a full deck that I'm pulling. So number 10, offering, and 10 obviously is the end of a cycle. And that shift in gratitude is going to bring in some extraordinary things for you. And the Moon card here is about you having spent and given yourself the time and the love and the respect to sit in your emotions, to feel your way around this, to face whatever it is that maybe before that you've been running against. And you are being guided intuitively at this time. The Moon card also speaks of the great unknown. And one of the beautiful things is when we focus that attention, when I mean attention, I mean our energy on the unknown, rather than bringing the past into the present, but focus on the unknown, focusing on the story we want to tell ourselves. When we focus on the unknown, we liberate the energy that's been, because there's a far greater energy that's there than that's the one that has attached you to things from the past. And when you liberate it, because you're focusing on the unknown, you are using the creative life force to bring in those things that you are manifesting. And in order to do that, you have to acknowledge those feelings. There are no wrong or right feelings, my darlings. She is woofing, and I'm just going to watch it. There we go. I told you. Hang on just 1 second. I'm so sorry. Hang on. That I have sent her off to the naughty step. Basically means she's gone into the house. So with the Moon card, this is talking about there are things yet unknown. Okay, things that you may be aware of and you're not seeing, or there is an unknown path as well. There's nothing that you need to do about that other than to continue to sit within this emotional state that you're in, continuing to embrace all the emotions, all the feelings. There are no wrong or right feelings. There could be wrong actions based on the feelings that you're feeling, but it's necessary in order to release them. It's necessary to let go, to almost ride the undercurrent of the wave of what is happening for you. And that is, acting in accordance with the way things are at the moment and embracing what you do not know. Because when we know something, sometimes when we know something, we stop things happening. We can have a knowing about something, but not do anything about it, other than taking those small intuitive steps forward, not forcing it. And I'll come on to that in a second. But so beautiful, beautiful space that you are in, my darling. So now we are going to look at, what are you most wishing for? What are you looking to create at this time? Oh, hello. You've got the Moon card again. Very, very interesting. What will you be choosing, my darling? Now, I feel at this moment that the Spirit is asking you to, whatever it is that you're looking at choosing, what you're wishing for, try not to visualize too much detail about it. Okay. Try and just imagine the feeling of it and embracing the feeling of it and enjoying the feeling of it, because your mind and body doesn't know any different to reality, to what you're telling it. So just enjoy that space and then get up and go and do your day. Go and enjoy your day. Go in and have as much fun and enjoyment and bliss points and happy moments as you can during the day, and let the laws of the universe take effect with you. There is definitely a completion of a cycle for you, and now you've got this wonderful crescent moon that's coming in, and it's much closer than you think. Do you see the walls have been far apart here, but here they're closer together, and there is a reflection. So I feel that you're starting to see something appear in your life. You're starting to see signs and synchronicities that your manifestation, what it is you're causing, you're wishing to cause, wishing to create, is starting to appear in your life. And trust the signs, trust the synchronicities that you're receiving at this time. Feel the pull, that pull beneath the wave. Feel the pull of it. Go with that underlying feeling. And again, small steps. Now, there's a wonderful, I think Spirit have given me a new way of saying letting go and letting God, and I really rather love it. And I love their sense of humor because I love words like this, but it's the Wu way. It's the Chinese proverb. And that's about being and acting in accordance with the way that things are. Don't force anything. Don't push anything. If you don't know enough, don't do anything. It's jiggling the lock, not forcing it, because if you force it, you might break it. So just jiggle along, okay? That it's just that lovely sort of, if you find yourself trying to make something happen, then what you're doing is you're putting your ego will, your ego way, rather than a woo way, you're putting that in front of what is the law of the universe, what is God's will, which is effectively what your soul's will is. So think, am I going to do the woo way, or am I going to do it my way? Because if I do it my way, it might be the highway. So just act in accordance with the way that things are, and try not, the best way of describing it is try not to force it. And this is, and you can see here in this card, this is, there's a little cottage. Where is it? There. There's a little cottage there. So it's almost like the home stretch. It's almost like coming home to yourself, the security, the comfort. And you're on this bridge, and bridges for me always represent change, and change is necessary to get to various, to reach various different energetic shifts and changes within us in order for things that we're looking to manifest to come into our lives. And you're facing your fears on this bridge as well. You've got here the sort of fear wolf and the love wolf, and neither of them actually are looking particularly worried about things. One is howling at the moon, and that is a kind of response. It's the call of your soul. And the other one is sitting there looking really rather peaceful. And I sort of think it's taking the Wu Wei approach to this journey. So that's 2 moon cards for you, quite extraordinary. And the other thing about the moon card is this is a kind of wink from the universe for you. There has been a completion of something. There is something new coming in. Whatever that is for you, Spirit is saying, as I said, just focus on immerse yourself in the amazing feeling of it. It's happened already. You just haven't seen it yet. And it's closer than you think. It's starting to appear in your life in all sorts of signs and synchronicities. But just what you are wishing for and wanting is there, my darling. So release the fears that you may have. And thank you, Spirit. And with these 2 cards, it's saying, it's a wink. Just expect the unexpected. Expect the universe's, God's, your soul's sense of humor in this, whatever this is for you, because it will happen unexpectedly and it will make you laugh, and it's lovely. So then we're going to look at, actually, I'm going to pull again from this card, this deck. I got guided without even thinking to pull the light seers. So we're sticking with the light seers. Thank you for the moon card. Did I not say expect the unexpected? They're on a roll today, Spirit. They're on a roll. So the wheel, expect the unexpected. All you're meant to do you see she's standing on this wheel here, and she's embracing everything. And in the embracing, the change, in the unknown is limitless. That's where your attention, that's where you Spirit is saying, continue to look at that. Embracing the unknown, embracing it all, because you're bringing it all in, and with doing that, you are so much in balance with the universe and what is happening. Your will is God's will is your will. And you see she's wearing little dice there, so be prepared to kind of go with the roll of a dice, prepared to take that leap of faith. I know dice can sometimes talk about fate, but it's like your soul's destiny. and just be prepared to make a split decision on something where you feel that it's right for you. And there are lots and lots of kind of wheels here, which I love. And I'm seeing the words Torah, which I don't sometimes talk about, but Spirit is guiding me to see this. Torah is divine truth, it's divine timing, it's the laws of the universe. So it appears as a scroll in the High Priestess card. So this is exactly happening as it's meant to. Everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to, according to the laws of the universe. We are no different to nature. And I've sort of talked about this before, but we come from the same source energy. And we don't ever really get impatient with nature, do we? We don't say to that plant, please grow faster, that tree, please bear fruit or grow faster. We accept that it is as it is. We don't kind of get a resistance for it. It's a radical acceptance that we have with nature. And we understand that radical acceptance that we have with nature. So why do we not have a radical acceptance with what's happening in our lives? And it's that radical acceptance of where we are is absolutely perfect. Allows the will, your soul's will, not your ego's will, to allow the wheel to turn, for things to unfold as they're doing. And all you are being asked to do is stand in a place of observance about accepting where you are and trusting it's all unfolding, it's all turning exactly as it's meant to. And again, expect the unexpected. So the wheel alongside the moon, you're going to get a lovely, lovely, lovely shock. Surprise and delight. Advice from Spirit for you, my darlings. Advice from Spirit. Changes in our life are as natural as nature. Just remember that. So don't try and force things. Force majeure, I'm getting. So it can create a major change in your life, but it might be the wrong way for you. Sorry, there were too many cards, but I saw the star card. Thank you. Advice from Spirit. It comes out again. Came out again. It's very funny. They are being very funny today for you. 5, the star, change. Again, where is that other card? Here, she is with this moon card. She's immersed in the water, okay, deep within those emotions. And here with the star card, again, she's sitting in that space. Advice from Spirit, keep focusing on what is happening within you. Keep focusing on releasing, relaxing, receiving, and observing. In this card, she's almost got the horns of the High Priestess here. So it is within that space of accepting where you are, in that space of sitting within your feelings and letting them come and go. They are as natural as the seasons, as the weather. Again, we don't even think about that. Our feelings, there is no wrong or right feelings. They're as natural as nature. It is about understanding those feelings. And sometimes I want you to think about this as well. That when we feel something, and if it's an uncomfortable feeling, that feeling, and let's say I'm going to talk about a negative feeling you may be feeling, that feeling, if you take away the context of what's happening in the mind, that is the worst you're going to feel in this present moment. So try, when you're sitting within your feelings, feel the feelings, feel where they are in your body. Imagine the light coming in and removing those feelings, releasing them without letting your mind getting too much involved, because the context of it makes it greater and grander than it actually is. It's the feelings within you, and honor those feelings, respect them. If you feel angry, if you feel sad, all of that is exactly as it should be. So it's as natural as nature. But what you are being asked to do is to release them, to take back that energy and liberate it into embracing the unknown, moving forward with the understanding that if there are things you don't quite understand yet, that's wisdom. You will be told at the right time for you. If there are feelings that you are very keen to release about situations, people, experiences, etc., ask your higher self to step in. Ask for the insight. Ask for it to come in as many forms as is possible, in limitless possibilities of those messages coming into you. And observe anything that resonates with you, because it's your universe and you're asked to receive those messages, and they will come in a wide variety of different ways for you. And if it resonates, it's for you, my darling. And it's also the remembrance that if we can reach, even when we're in an uncomfortable place, that bliss point of gratitude, that even if we don't know why we are where we are, we know that our soul has called it in, and therefore it is something for us to grow from, for us to change from, and it's all for our gracious good. And it's bringing in, it allows us to come into a different place in order to receive that which we wish to receive. And this is all about your wishes at the moment. You have a great deal of insight, that clarity that's coming in. Trust in it. Trust in what you feel is your purpose, what you feel is your destiny. The Star card is a card of hopes and blessing, the blessings that are coming in for you, blessings that will be received. And as I said, with the mirroring here of the Moon card, you're starting to see those signs, you're starting to see things there. But try to catch yourself when you jump to negativity. I want you to take a jump into the unknown. So when you find yourself jumping in your thought process into negativity, remember that you're trapping yourself. You are living in the past. Try and bring yourself back into the present with the acknowledgement that the past has given you so much, one, to be grateful for, but two, you are who you are today because of it. And you should congratulate yourself about where you are right now. And you have overcome many, many obstacles. This has been a big journey for you, but you've got this brand new cycle coming in, the Wheel of Fortune, 2 moons. This has not been a kind of walk in the park. It's been a kind of spiritual journey up and down mountains for you, but you have been sure-footed, and Spirit is saying that things are coming in, and just trust, just like nature, that whatever it is that is maybe coming up for you now that hasn't come up for a while, trust it. It's like those layers, onion layers. There are just those bits that still need to come out, and allow them to come up. Okay, so now we're going to look at another card to back up that advice from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I just want to show you one other thing. Ancient wisdom. This is the dragonfly. I'll just show you that again because I whisked that in and out, didn't I? So the dragonfly flies along, stays near water. Dragonfly, ancient wisdom. You've got here the waterfalls representing the beginnings, these little waterfalls representing the beginnings of this abundance and blessings that's coming in for you. Thank you, Spirit. Believe, my darling, believe, and also understand that, you know, we have this yearning to always be happy, to always be joyful, to always be in that space. And sometimes that demand for that continual happiness, that permanence, is what causes us our unhappiness. And it's with the radical acceptance that there are necessary conflicts within our lives, that at a higher level, it is a bliss point, because they are bringing about the necessary change for us as a soul, for our soul's purpose, our soul's destiny. And it is your acceptance of that radical acceptance in as many moments as you can, which I feel you're doing, is allowing this huge shift and change for you at this time. So now let's see what the likely outcome is. Thank you, Spirit. For those this is resonating with, and understand as well, my darling, that when you are seeing signs and synchronicities, that's you. Those synchronicities are you causing and creating it from a high vibration within yourself. We're just simply energy. When we try and I talk about releasing, relaxing, receiving. When we try and control everything, we're not enjoying it. It's not a nice experience. And so, you enjoy nothing. So just trust the process. Wu Wei. I'm going to do the Wu Wei way. The Wu Wei way. Put it up on your mirror. All right, let's see. Likely outcome. Well, I don't know if they're going to tell me. You've got your doubles. Double surprise and delight. Right. 2 cards have come out. You've got Rebirth and the Wheel of Life. So this is like the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So this is the Wheel of Life, and this is number 12 here. I've talked about, we are creative life force no different from nature. Everything is as it should be. And therefore that radical acceptance. And so this look at what's happening in your life as a seasonal approach to change. It's necessary to have winter in order to have the spring. That the ground has to rest in order for the shoots, for the ground to be rich enough and ready for the shoots to have the nourishment that they need. You've got here almost like the Three of Pentacles here with the honeybees, the foundation that's happening and laying in your life. You've got popcorn. Now, somebody is eating popcorn at this time, or there is something about popcorn with somebody, but that's quite funny. You've got the poppies here, which is about remembering. It's the remembrance there. There's so many messages in his card. The swan with the loyalty to wherever you are going here. Do you see? And the candles, I can't really see with the light, but there you are with the new moon there and the cycle. The apple, that the seeds of growth already are there inside of you. So this is the wheel of life. This is this wheel. So it's just a confirmation of what I've already said. And just, we can't force it, just allow it to happen. And then you've got this wonderful rebirth card here. And this is a spring reading, and this is in the spring. And you see that wheat there, that is a sign of those little things that are coming in, those little bits of abundance that are coming in for you there. Green, this is heart space. This is what you're doing from a creative life force energy. It's extraordinary. And you have, because you've liberated yourself from so much in the past, this energy gets shifted, and then it becomes a really incredible, powerful source energy. And then what happens is it's the law of the universe to create order out of disorder. So whatever it is you're putting out there, the universe is getting to work on it. And I think this is wonderful. I'm seeing here the crow, and the crow, do you see it's in her hair here, and the wig and the feathers behind? So the crow is the keeper of secrets. You had two moon cards, and you've got the crow here as the keeper of secrets. So I'm afraid you are not getting probably as much information as you would like, because they are wanting to have some fun here. This is a joyful surprise and delights for you. This is a big turning point for you. I really feel that your hope is returning, your gratitude. You've let go. You've remembered the lessons, or you've remembered what you've always known, the lessons that have been learned, and you've answered the call of your soul. You're going with this undercurrent at the moment. And the challenge that you've had, again, with the crow here, is you've gone through loss, you've gone through sorrow, but you've beautifully seen that these were things that your soul had called forth in order to bring about, just as natural as nature, that conflict that has allowed you to be where you are now and what is intended for you. You are wiser, you are stronger, you are so connected to yourself, to source energy, and that's that little home in the background of that home thing. And my goodness, my darling, you've got so much abundance coming in for you. I'm absolutely delighted. And the last card here on the bottom of the deck is number 18, which is the Guardian card here. And this is a reminder that your soul is source energy. It is the universe. You are being guided. You are being protected here as well. The butterfly for transformation, the two turtle doves, the two beautiful doves here. So if you are coming to this reading about love, it is a pointer out about that the outcome is a beautiful, peaceful, connected one as well. And what else do we have here? And we have Mr. Fox. And Mr. Fox is wonderful at overcoming problems and seeing, there's only a problem when we think something hasn't worked out the way that we feel it should have worked out. We didn't get our way with it. But Mr. Fox here is very relaxed. You see, he's kind of leaning on the leg of what represents our higher self, the universe, God, and have the confidence in these small steps that you're taking. Have the self-respect for yourself, the responsibility for yourself. Do what is right, do what is integral for your soul, act from integrity, act in harmony with what is. So it goes back to that wu-wei thing, act in harmony, act in accordance with how things are. And if you don't know enough, don't do anything, don't presume, just go with that beautiful flow. And I'm going to pull you one card for that one. Thank you. This is the likely outcome. This is beautiful. And you have got the Page of Wands. So transitional time, something that's going to make you feel that happiness that you have been looking for, craving for, being in the moment. You are going to feel joyful. You're going to want to kick your heels up. You know, that's the sort of thing about you're so happy you could dance with joy. And this is this message for you here. I'm just saying, what else is there? You are focusing, and it's such a lovely thing. The outcome of this is you embracing and focusing on what brings you joy. And this is a message as well. So I said pages are always about a transitionary thing, but the Page of Wands are about your attention, your energy, and your focus. So Spirit is saying keep focusing is going to bring in something that's going to make you incredibly happy. And so the Page of Wands, I think this is a love reading for a lot of you. The Page of Wands is bringing in the King of Wands. And the King of Wands certainly knows what he likes. And that wonderful card in the background with the lion talks about the Strength card there as well. And somebody, for many of you, somebody who is very intent but doesn't want to be involved in anything that's negative. And that's why you have attracted them to you, because you have shifted so much that this is where you're bringing in somebody that, or something, whatever this is, but this is for many of you a love reading that is on a par with where you are. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Nine of Wands is because you are now looking at everything from a different perspective here, and you have taken that brave step forward to wish to make a change. And of course, my darling, because you have manifested this, the High Priestess and the Lovers. And I'm going to finish on this, but you remember I talked about here in her hand, if I go back to, so a lot of this is appearing in this card you see here as well. And here she is too. Remember I mentioned that. So what this is saying here is you have manifested this, okay? This is the High Priestess. Your soul is aware, your soul knows, and you also are being reminded in this place to attempt to really, really observe everything. You can love something or somebody completely and fully, but still remain detached from it, not holding on too tight to it, because if you hold on too tight to it, you can crush it. So it is with the Lovers and the High Priestess, whatever is happening for you in this regard, and it's the understanding that you remain observant of it all happening for you. If you find yourself triggered from things from the past, be aware of that. Try not to bring those hurts into this relationship or situation that you're thinking about. And I think that's really, it's a beautiful, beautiful reading. And they've just given me this on the bottom of the deck, just because I love to say it. Where attention goes, energy flows. So now simply, my darling, focus your attention on the unknown, focus your attention on your creative life force, on your creative expression, focus on bringing in what is meant to come in, because in the unknown, there is limitless possibilities. Stop telling yourself the story you don't want to hear and focus on the story that you do want to hear. I love you guys so much. Thank you so, so much, my darlings. I hope you enjoyed your spring reading, and I am very much looking forward to doing your next one, which I think probably, where are we now? We're just coming into the beginning of March, so in a couple of weeks' time. But my darlings, take care in the meantime, and so much love to you all, and so much gratitude for all the support and love you show me. So much.